Australia has broken through the 500 cases barrier for the first time. The worst day of the pandemic so far for new infections. And despite Victoria's lockdown, the numbers there just keep on rising. The state recorded 484 new COVID cases, the highest single-day total for Victoria and nationally since the pandemic began. Another 2 people died overnight, bringing the state's death toll to 44. But perhaps some of today's most startling numbers, almost 90% of Victorians who felt unwell in the past fortnight did not immediately isolate. Bridget Rollison reports.
With the terminal sitting empty, COVID testing is taking off at Melbourne Airport. But with new cases still climbing at an alarming rate, one thing is really getting up the Premier's nose.
People are waiting too long once they feel sick to get tested.
Over the past 2 weeks, 3,400 people didn't stay home when they first felt sick. And when they did get a test, more than half of the cases didn't self-isolate while they were waiting for their result.
No one should be waiting for a test result at the supermarket or at their place of work or anywhere else other than their home.
You're actually most infectious in the first couple of days of your illness.
Virus transmission is now mainly happening in workplaces, and the concern is some people are heading to casual and insecure jobs when they're sick.
I do know that people would be very concerned about losing their job in a very deep recession with the chances of re-employment being relatively low. And that certainly could be influencing behaviour.
If your bank balance is driving you to make bad decisions, then that $1,500 payment is there.
That hardship payment is available, but only for people with the virus and their close contacts, and they're not easy to get. The Premier directed Victorians to call the coronavirus hotline today, but when we called, there was no option to apply.
If there's an opportunity for the government to step up and broaden these payments to keep more people who need to be at home, I think that's something the community would welcome.
Another meat processor has shut, this time the Ingham factory at Thomastown, where 5 workers have tested positive. And worryingly, there are now almost 400 cases in nursing homes, 69 of those linked to St Basil's Homes for the Aged in Fawkner. Prisoners are being kept in their cells at 6 Victorian prisons after more than a dozen confirmed cases. And more teachers at the Malmesbury Youth Justice Centre have tested positive. But for now, despite the worryingly high number of cases, there are no plans to tighten restrictions anywhere in the state.
I wouldn't make assumptions that harder, more constrained lockdown is necessarily the way to go.
Unless we have people who get tested staying at home and isolating until they get their results, then we will not see these numbers come down. They will continue to go up and up. And a 6-week shutdown will not be for 6 weeks.
And that's something nobody wants. Bridget Rollison, ABC News, Melbourne.